Stop scrolling right now. Something has just shifted for you in this very moment. As we approach December 7th and 8th, you must understand that these are not normal days. Your dark night just cracked open, and this message chose you specifically. It is not for the others. You have been feeling it, haven't you? That strange heaviness that has sat on your chest for days, weeks, or maybe even months. It was a pressure that made you question everything: your decisions, your relationships, your direction, and even your own worth. But you must realize that this weight didn't come out of nowhere. It wasn't random. It was a signal. Because right before a blessing breaks open, the pressure always rises. We are standing at the threshold of a massive release. The door is open, and your victory starts now. To understand where you are going, you must recognize the 7 signs that your blessing has finally arrived. In the next few minutes, you will understand why this moment of your life is not random at all, and how listening closely could change everything. We are going to decode the specific signals that the universe sends when a chapter of struggle is about to close and a chapter of harvest is about to begin. This is not just about hope. This is about recognizing the mechanics of a spiritual breakthrough. If these words are landing for you, there is a clear way to move forward without getting scattered. Prosperity revealed in 3 dimensions. It is a simple and profound path designed to help you bring order to the noise, return to your center, and act with clarity. You can explore it in reading or listening, whatever fits your life right now. Everything is in the pinned comment and in the description. Take the time that feels right. And now, let's come back to the heart of our exploration. The first sign that your dark night is ending and the blessing has arrived is the unbearable pressure. The first sign was the crushing weight. Every single time God prepares to lift someone, the weight hits first. The squeeze increases, the noise gets louder, and the confusion gets sharper. You tried to push, you tried to fix things, and you tried to hold on, but nothing worked. Deep down, you wondered why everything was falling apart at the same time. This happened because pressure always hits hardest right before alignment snaps into place. You weren't being punished, you were being positioned. Something bigger than you was forming behind the scenes, something your eyes couldn't see yet, but your spirit could feel. This is why you felt restless and isolated. Your spirit sensed a shift was coming before your reality caught up. Consider the diamond. It is a cliché because it is true, but let us look closer at the physics of it. Carbon does not become a diamond in a vacuum. It becomes a diamond only under heat and pressure that would destroy almost anything else. The pressure is not an accident. The pressure is the architect. When you feel that the walls are closing in, when you feel that you have no more options, when you feel that your resources are tapped out and your patience is gone, you are in the carbon chamber. You are in the place of transformation. Most people run from this feeling. They distract themselves. They numb themselves. But the chosen one, the one who is awake, stays in the fire just long enough to be changed by it. This pressure often manifests as a paradox. You feel exhausted, yet you cannot rest. You feel like you should be doing something, but every door seems locked. This is the universe placing you in a holding pattern, not to delay you, but to build your capacity. If you received the blessing you were asking for with the character you had yesterday, the blessing would crush you. The pressure is expanding your internal container. It is stretching your nervous system. It is forcing you to let go of the shallow anchors so you can drift into the deep waters where the real treasure is waiting. If this description of pressure mirrors exactly what you have been living through, consider liking this video. It helps this message find the others who are also in the fire of transformation right now. But this is where it gets even more mysterious.
The pressure is internal, but the second sign is external, and it is often the most painful one to endure. Sign number 2 is the Great Separation. The second sign was the shift in your relationships. You started noticing people acting differently around you. Those you trusted suddenly felt distant, and conversations became shorter. It felt personal, like rejection, but it was actually protection. There were people in your life who were never meant to walk into this next season. You outgrew them without realizing it. Your mindset started shifting while theirs stayed stuck, and your calling expanded to a place where they couldn't follow. Elevation always triggers separation. Some connections dissolved quietly, fading without explanation, while others betrayed you suddenly. This wasn't loss, it was divine editing. God had to separate you to strengthen you and isolate you to elevate you. Those people were removed because their hands were too dirty to touch your blessing, or their motives were too unstable for your future. The universe removes people before you understand why, clearing space for those who will speak your name with honor. Imagine a rocket ship leaving the atmosphere. As it climbs higher, it must drop its boosters. The heavy machinery that was necessary to get it off the ground becomes a liability once it reaches a certain altitude. If the rocket tried to hold on to those heavy parts, it would never reach orbit. It would crash. In your life, there are people, habits, and environments that were your boosters. They helped you survive the past. They were necessary for who you were. But for where you are going, they are too heavy. They cannot breathe in the altitude you are entering. This separation often feels like a lonely time. You look around and realize the circle is small. The phone does not ring as often. You might even feel misunderstood, as if you are speaking a language no one else can hear. This is normal. The eagle flies alone, not because it is arrogant, but because the altitude at which it flies is too thin for the pigeons. Do not grieve the empty chairs at your table. The universe is clearing the banquet hall because guests of a higher caliber are on their way. The void is not empty. The void is preparation. It is the deep breath before the new song begins. If you have felt this distance growing between you and your old life, consider subscribing. We are building a community here for those who are walking this path, so you never have to walk it entirely alone. And the next insight could change everything because it moves from your social world into the very chemistry of your body. Sign number 3 is spiritual restlessness and insomnia. The third sign has been your physical and spiritual state. You have been feeling it deep inside, a strange restlessness that wakes you up in the middle of the night. Your body is tired, but your spirit is awake, and your thoughts race as if something is trying to get your attention. You have felt a sense that something is moving around you, something invisible that you can definitely feel. This happens because right before a breakthrough hits, the spirit becomes restless and your intuition becomes louder. You have felt watched, not in a sinister way, but as if your life is under a spotlight from the unseen world. This insomnia and anxiety aren't from stress. They are from your spirit preparing for an elevation your mind isn't ready for yet. Your spirit is outgrowing your current environment and stretching toward your next level. Let's look at this through the lens of biology and spirit. Between the hours of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., the veil between the conscious and unconscious mind is thinnest. In many ancient traditions, this is called the ambrosial hours. It is when the noise of the world is silent and the signal from the divine is strongest. If you are waking up at this time repeatedly, do not fight it. Do not reach for your phone to scroll. This is a summons. It is a meeting request from your higher self. Your brain is undergoing a rewiring process. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, is often active during these periods of high spiritual intensity. The old neural pathways of fear, scarcity, and doubt are being dismantled, and new highways of possibility are being constructed. This process takes energy. It creates a hum in the nervous system that feels like anxiety but is actually anticipation. It is the vibration of a new frequency downloading into a body that is still adjusting to the voltage. Think of it like a computer update. When your phone updates its operating system, it cannot be used. It might get hot, it might restart unexpectedly. You are in the middle of a spiritual firmware update. The restlessness is simply the heat of the processor handling a massive amount of new data. If you have been seeing these hours on the clock, tell me in the comments. I am listening. It is a powerful way to acknowledge the signal and ground the energy. But there is a darker side to this transition, one that often scares people into turning back right before the miracle happens. Sign number 4 is the attack on your peace. The 4th sign was the chaos. You have been wondering why everything felt like it was under fire from every angle. Things around you started breaking down, your phone acting strange, electronics glitching, and unexpected costs arising that drained your peace. You faced sudden illness, fatigue, and emotional breakdowns where you cried for no reason. This chaos occurred because the enemy screams when you get close to rising. He attacks what threatens him, and your next season is a threat. These attacks were targeted and timed to hit right when your faith started to strengthen. You only face this level of attack when something massive is on the verge of breaking open. The enemy fights what carries power and divine timing. Let's reframe this. In physics, there is a concept called entropy. Systems tend toward disorder, but there is also the concept of a phase transition. Think of water boiling. As water approaches 100 degrees Celsius, the turbulence increases. The bubbles become violent.
The surface is chaotic. To an observer, it looks like the water is going crazy. But in reality, the water is about to transform into steam. It is about to change its state of matter entirely. It is about to become expansive, powerful, and free. The chaos in your life, the car breaking down, the arguments, the sudden bills, is the turbulence of boiling water. You are approaching the boiling point. You are about to shift from liquid to gas, from heavy to light, from stuck to flowing. The chaos is not a sign that things are going wrong. It is a sign that the energy is high enough to cause a transformation. Furthermore, there is a principle of resistance. An airplane encounters the most resistance from the air right before it breaks the sound barrier. There is a shudder, a sonic boom, and then silence and speed. You are hitting the sound barrier of your old reality. The resistance is physical proof that you are moving fast enough to break through.
If you were standing still, you would feel no wind. The force of the wind against your face is the proof of your forward motion. If this perspective helps you see the chaos differently, turn on notifications. You do not want to miss the tools we will share to navigate the calm that comes after this storm. Now, as the noise gets louder, something else is happening in the quiet. This is the most mysterious sign of all. Sign number 5 is the silent orchestration. The 5th sign is one you cannot see yet, but you must believe. While you felt invisible, your name was being carried into places your feet haven't stepped into yet. People you have never met are thinking about you, and support is rising in secret. Your name has slipped into conversations in rooms you didn't expect to be remembered in. Someone is recommending you when you aren't around, connecting dots that lead back to you. Opportunities are being prepared with your presence expected, and doors are being built with your name already carved on them. This is how the most powerful blessings begin, without your permission and when you are not in the room. Destiny is moving for you. You don't have to chase it because it is chasing you. Science is beginning to touch the edges of this truth. We know about the mycelial network in forests, the vast underground web of fungi that connects trees, allowing them to share nutrients and information over miles. A tree on one side of the forest can send support to a sapling on the other side without any visible connection above ground. Humanity is connected by a similar invisible web. We are not separate islands. We are part of a vast conscious ecosystem. When you align your frequency, when you do the inner work, you send a pulse through this invisible network. You signal your readiness.
And the universe, which is efficient and intelligent, begins to route resources toward you. It activates the people, the circumstances, and the coincidences that match your new frequency. This is why you must trust the silence. Just because you cannot see the construction crew does not mean the house is not being built. The foundation is always laid underground, hidden from view. This silent orchestration is often called synchronicity. You think of a book and someone gifts it to you. You need an answer and a stranger says a sentence that solves your problem. These are not accidents. They are the visible glitches of the invisible matrix working in your favor. They are the breadcrumbs leading you to the banquet. Share this video with someone who needs to know that they haven't been forgotten. Sometimes being the messenger of hope is what unlocks your own door. And then, after the silence, comes the moment everything changes. Sign number 6 is the snap of release.
We are now stepping into sign number 6. This is the moment the dark night ends, not slowly, but sharply. Suddenly, the weight of years snaps loose in the invisible realm. You feel a quiet shift, like the universe rearranging itself for your breakthrough. The dark night wasn't proof that you were forgotten, it was proof that you were transitioning. The darkness was the final purge and the last stretch before the shift. You are now sensing that the pressure was not breaking you down, but breaking you open. The season that squeezed you is ending. Think of a rubber band. You pull it back and back and back. The tension is immense. It feels like it might snap. But the energy is not lost, it is stored. Potential energy is accumulating. The further back you are pulled, the farther you will fly when you are released. You have been in the pulling back phase. It has felt like a regression. It has felt like you are losing ground. But you were simply gathering momentum.
The snap of release is the moment the finger lets go. It is the sudden propulsion into your destiny. This often happens in the blink of an eye. One phone call, one email, one realization, one meeting, and suddenly the landscape of your life looks completely different. The problems that seemed like mountains yesterday are stepping stones today. The fog that blinded you for months lifts in a single morning. This snap is a reminder that time in the spiritual realm is not linear. You can struggle for 10 years and be healed in 10 minutes. You can be lost for a decade and found in a day. Do not judge your future by the speed of your past. When the release happens, it collapses time. It redeems the years the locusts have eaten. It restores what was lost, not by addition, but by multiplication. Stay with me for a moment longer. The final sign is the destination of all this struggle. Sign number 7 is the door is open. Finally, sign number 7, the blessing door opens. And when your time arrives, it does not open quietly or politely. It swings open with force. Suddenly, things that were stuck start moving, and delays start accelerating. This is the season where opportunities appear that you didn't chase, and solutions show up that you didn't search for. The right doors open without effort. You are not stepping into another battle. You are stepping into the release. The heaviness, fear, and confusion were temporary. You were being reshaped for a level your old self could not enter. Now, over the next 72 hours, you will feel the energy change. Within the next 24 hours, a confirmation will appear. This is the concept of Wu Wei in Eastern philosophy, effortless action. It is the state of flow. For a long time, you have been swimming upstream, fighting the current, exhausted by the effort to simply stay in one place. The open door represents the moment you turn around and let the current carry you. You are no longer forcing, you are floating. You are no longer hunting, you are attracting.
The open door is recognized by the ease of entry. When it is your door, the handle turns. When it is your door, the key fits. You do not have to kick it down. You do not have to pick the lock. If you are forcing it, it is not your door. But now, the doors that are meant for you are unlocking. The universe is rolling out the red carpet. So, how do you navigate these next critical hours? How do you ensure you walk through this open door with grace? First, you must ground yourself. The energy of a breakthrough is high voltage. If you are ungrounded, it can feel like anxiety or mania. Go outside, put your feet on the earth, drink water, breathe deeply. Remind your body that it is safe to receive good things. Many of us are addicted to the struggle. We do not know who we are without a crisis. You must teach your nervous system that peace is safe, that joy is safe, that abundance is safe. Second, practice radical gratitude. Gratitude is not just a polite thank you, it is a magnetic frequency. When you are grateful for what is coming before it arrives, you collapse the timeline. You signal to the universe that you trust its timing. Say it out loud. I am ready, I am open, I receive. Third, pay attention to the small nudges. The intuition that says, call this person, or walk down this street, or read this book. These are the GPS instructions for the final mile of your journey. Do not ignore them. The big miracle is often wrapped in a small hunch. Your night has ended. The door is open. Your victory starts now. If you are still here, it is because your soul refused to let you miss this moment. Receive it. As we close this transition, I want you to close your eyes for just a second. Visualize a heavy coat falling off your shoulders. Hear it hit the floor. Feel the cool air on your skin. Feel the lightness in your step. That coat was your past. It was your trauma. It was your doubt. You do not need to pick it up again. You can walk away from it. What light wants to enter your life now? What are you ready to release so something truer can begin? The horizon is clearing. The dawn is here. Step forward. The path is solid under your feet. Characters with spaces. Prosperity and the art of sustaining breakthroughs. But stepping forward is only the first half of the mystery. Staying there is the second. And this is where the conversation often stops, leaving many seekers confused when the high energy fades. Have you ever experienced a moment of profound clarity or a sudden stroke of luck, only to find yourself back in the same old patterns a week later? You touch the hem of a new life, but then, almost inexplicably, you slide back. The bank account dips again, the relationship tension returns, the fog rolls back in. Why does this happen? Why do we sometimes repel the very prosperity we prayed for? This is where we must go deeper than the signs. We must look at the vessel that holds them. The truth is, your nervous system has a set point for joy, for wealth, and for peace. Just like a thermostat in a house is set to a specific temperature, your internal identity is calibrated to a specific level of struggle. When the temperature of your life gets too hot, meaning when things get too good, too easy, or too abundant, your subconscious mind creates a crisis to cool it back down. It interprets the sudden influx of blessings not as a gift, but as a threat to your familiar identity. This is the upper limit problem. It is the invisible ceiling that stops you from keeping what you receive. So, as you stand before this open door we just spoke of, you must be vigilant. The ego does not like the unknown, even if the unknown is paradise. It prefers a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. As you walk through this door, you might feel a sudden wave of imposter syndrome. You might feel a strange urge to pick a fight with a loved one, or to overspend, or to procrastinate on the very opportunity that just arrived. Recognize this for what it is. It is not a sign that you are unworthy. It is a sign that your thermostat is trying to reset. When this happens, do not retreat. Do not believe the fear. Instead, treat your nervous system like a frightened child. Speak to it.
Say, "It is safe to be successful. It is safe to be happy. We are not going back." You must expand your capacity to tolerate goodness. You must widen the container of your soul so that when the ocean pours in, you do not crack. If this concept of the internal thermostat resonates with your experience, let me know by hitting the like button. It helps me understand where you are in this journey, and it signals to others that they are not alone in this feeling. Now, let's look at the second hidden dynamic that occurs right after a breakthrough. I call this the echo.
Imagine you shout into a canyon. You hear your voice bounce back a few seconds later. Now, imagine you have spent years shouting complaints, fears, and doubts into the canyon of the universe. Today, you decided to change your tune. You are shouting gratitude and power. But the canyon is deep. The echoes of your old shouts, the shouts from last year, last month, even last week, are still traveling back to you. This leads to a confusing phenomenon. You decide to change your life, you step into the new frequency, and suddenly an old problem shows up. A bill from the past, an ex-partner, a sudden flu. You think, it's not working. I changed, but the bad stuff is still here. Do not be fooled. This is just the echo. It is the residual momentum of your past self running its course. It is not your current reality, it is the shadow of who you used to be. Most people give up here. They mistake the echo for the future.
They engage with the old problem, they get emotional, and by doing so, they shout new complaints into the canyon, ensuring the cycle continues. The master, however, sees the echo and simply nods. They do not react, they do not engage. They let the old wave crash and dissipate without adding new energy to it. Treat these lingering problems like guests who are packing their bags. They are leaving. Do not ask them to stay for dinner. This brings us to a crucial practical law, the law of the vacuum. If you want to sustain the prosperity that is coming, you must create space for it. The universe abhors a vacuum. It rushes to fill empty spaces. But if your life is cluttered, physically, mentally, and emotionally, there is nowhere for the new blessings to land. Look at your physical environment right now. Is it crowded with objects that carry the energy of the past? Broken things, clothes you don't wear, papers you don't need? These are not just neutral objects, they are stagnant energy. They are anchors holding you in the old timeline. This week, I invite you to engage in a sacred act of release. Clear a shelf, clean a drawer, donate what you do not need. As you throw things away, visualize that you are clearing the pathways for abundance. Say to yourself, I am making room for the new. You will be amazed at how often a check arrives or a phone call comes exactly 24 hours after a deep cleaning of your physical space. The external reflects the internal. And speaking of the internal, consider the clutter in your mind. The grudges, the what-ifs, the rehearsals of arguments that never happened. This is noise that blocks the signal of your intuition. If you are ready to clear this noise and truly listen, consider subscribing to the channel. We are building a community here that values depth over distraction, and your presence strengthens that field. Now, let's go deeper into the causes of sustained prosperity. We have talked about the signs, and we have talked about the blocks. But what is the engine? What keeps the wheel turning? It is the balance between intention and surrender. In the West, we are masters of intention. We set goals, we make vision boards, we push, we strive. This is yang energy, the arrow flying toward the target. But the arrow cannot fly if the bow does not release. This release is surrender. This is yin energy. Many of you are exhausted because you are trying to make prosperity happen with only yang energy. You are hunting the butterfly. But as the old proverb says, if you chase the butterfly, it flies away. If you sit quietly in the garden, it lands on your shoulder. The open door we spoke of earlier is not a door you kick down. It is a door you walk through.
The difference is subtle but vital. Kicking it down implies resistance. Walking through implies alignment.
How do you practice this alignment? You start by trusting the invisible mechanics of the universe. Recent studies in neuroscience point to the reticular activating system, or RAS, in the brain. This is a bundle of nerves at our brainstem that filters out unnecessary information so the important stuff gets through. Your RAS only lets in what you are focused on. If you believe money is hard to get, your RAS will literally hide opportunities for wealth from your conscious view, even if they are right in front of your face. It will highlight every story of poverty and failure to prove you right. But when you shift your internal state, when you truly believe I am supported, your RAS recalibrates. Suddenly, you notice a conversation at a coffee shop that leads to a job. You see a book title that solves your problem. You have an idea in the shower that is worth a fortune. The world didn't change, your filter changed. You are now seeing the abundance that was always there, waiting for your permission to be seen. This is why gratitude is not just a spiritual platitude, it is a neural strategy. It programs your RAS to hunt for gold instead of dirt. I'm curious, have you ever had that experience where you learned a new word and suddenly you heard it everywhere? That's your RAS in action. Tell me in the comments, what is one word or theme you want to start seeing everywhere in your life? Is it ease, victory, connection? Write it down to anchor it. But here is where it gets even more mysterious. There is a spiritual paradox that often confuses people on this path: the requirement of silence. When the signs appear and the door opens, the immediate instinct is to run and tell everyone. We want to post it on social media, call our skeptical friends, and shout, "Look, it's happening." Be very careful. A seed, when it first cracks open, is incredibly fragile. If you dig it up to show everyone that it's growing, you kill it. The early stages of a new timeline require protection. The energy is tender. Not everyone will understand your vision. Not everyone will support your transformation. In fact, sharing your big news with people who are committed to your smallness can drain the energy right out of the breakthrough. Their doubt becomes your doubt. Their envy becomes a heavy weight on your wings. Practice the art of containment. Hold the energy inside. Let it build pressure. That internal pressure is what fuels the engine of manifestation. When you scatter the energy by talking too much, you lower the pressure. You dissipate the power. Let the results speak for you. Let your life be the testimony. You do not need to announce the dawn. The light will prove itself. So, what does the path of awakening look like in a practical, daily sense? How do we weave these high concepts into a Tuesday morning? It begins with the morning anchor.